This person said that they had a realization that is to vow to love someone for better or for worse in sickness and in health means something completely different than what most people think. It means that I vow to act loving towards someone when I am at my worst, when I am sick. Even when at my worst, I promise to show up for you. It does not mean I promise to show up and be loving when they treat me poorly over and over and over because they're just at their worst. It's not rational to vow to do that. And I agree with that. It's 100%. Not. The promise is to love them when I am at my worst and show it in my actions and behaviors.
Oh, I love that.
Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Till the Wheels Fall Off. I'm Matt.
I'm Paige.
Y'all didn't see Paige's face there, but I had to work that intro the third time.
No, but did you feel me? Like, that sounded really
Finally
good,
got it.
babe. Good job.
All right, let's get started today. We're going to talk about what a healthy relationship is. Like, what are we working toward? We talk about so much about toxicity and red flags and what's wrong with people. And we validate what's going wrong in your relationship. But what are you working toward? Like, what's the point of any of this? Like, ultimately, what are we working toward? What are we striving for? We're going to talk about that. We're going to pull back the curtain in our own personal lives and tell you about what we do, how we communicate, how it works, and how we got to this point. Because it wasn't easy, but we got here. We're not licensed therapists. This is not medical advice or anything clinical. This is two people with 23 years of experience that can tell you how to actually do this stuff. And this is how we did it. So we're going to talk about that today. It'll be fun. It'll be a little more personal than usual. And I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good time. First things first. Is the song starting?
It is every time.
Some song or something starts in your head.
When we get off of this, I'm going to look it up and see which one it is because you told me something and I thought it was something else, but it's still in my head.
Okay, first thing. If you like the show, if you found it helpful, do us a favor and leave us a review. You could just leave some stars on there. You can actually write something if the feeling strikes you and you feel like doing that. At the very least, just follow the show on YouTube, on any podcast platform. It makes us more discoverable, helps other people find the show, and they get help from it. The same way that you needed it, someone else is out there, doesn't know it exists yet, and you can help us get there. We would really appreciate you doing that. Next thing up, we've got a website, www.twfo.com, where you can find all kinds of fun stuff. We've got a blog and a newsletter over there. You can sign up by going all the way to the bottom, entering your email address, or click blog and sign up for updates over there. You get new updates every week. Every Monday they come out. Totally free. It's just my musings. It can be anything from relationship advice. It can be something that I'm going through personally in my life, how I fought through recovery. They're helpful for not just spouses, but also people that are in recovery or sober curious even. Anyone. And sometimes I write about just totally random stuff that's just helpful for life. Stuff I found helpful. Mm-hmm. While you're over there, you can also check out our merch. We've got shirts, stickers, we've got hats, we've got recovery rocks. What else is over there? I think that's it right now.
A t-shirt.
Sweatshirts are on the way. Thank you to everybody that sent an email in and gave me ideas for merch. Like, seriously, thank you so much. It's awesome to know that people are listening and they're actually engaged and they have ideas and they're really helpful. They're really, really helpful. So thank you all for doing that.
You know what we haven't mentioned in the past few episodes,
What's
I don't
that?
think, is that we have episodes that come out on Fridays too that are mine, the Page's Perspective.
Yeah, if you didn't know that, it's because you're not subscribed. Caught you. But there are episodes that come out on Friday, like quick tidbits
Very short.
for life, just life skills, just awesome, inspirational, like get me through the day type stuff. They come out every Friday. They're quick, like 15 minutes long. Mm-hmm. Usually not much longer than that.
No,
but
between
they're awesome.
10 to 20 minutes, depending on my mood.
Yeah, they're greatness. And you can also find out about our community, our free community, Facebook community, TUFO community by going on over our website. All this stuff is on our website. Next thing, Independently Strong. Hey, Independently Strong is our course that we created with the help of a licensed therapist. And it was kind of born out of this need for alternatives out there, right? There's a lot of 12-step programs and things like that. But there's not a lot of practical life stuff like what you did, Paige, to get through. So if you listen to our show and you wonder, like, how did she get to where she is? Well, we've compiled it all and put it into a course called Independently Strong. So many spouses and partners come to us just feeling completely lost, not because they're powerless necessarily, but because they've had to sacrifice their values and compromise their authenticity to manage life with someone in active addiction. It's hell. So our program's designed to help you reclaim your sense of self and find clarity, whether you choose to stay in a relationship or you choose to leave it behind. Our unique approach is called VEER, V-E-E-R. It means to change direction. First, we're going to validate you. We provide a safe space for you to express emotions like fear, frustration, resentment, anger that have often been suppressed. Like you're told you're not supposed to feel these things. Just stay positive. Just look at the positive. Bullshit. We call BS on that. Healing begins with acknowledgement. We start with that. Then we educate you using social learning theory and addiction education. We help people untangle the confusion and gain a clearer understanding of addiction, its behaviors, and the realities of recovery. Then we're going to empower you through self-care, boundary setting, and personal growth. We help people shift their focus inward to regain control over their own lives, regardless of whatever your partner decides to do. Then we're going to help you recover. Once you're armed with confidence, people can now make decisions about their relationship, whether to repair it or leave, based on clarity, not confusion. And that is our goal. We are here to empower you to make choices from a place of confidence, not confusion, not fear, from confidence. And if you're doing that, and if you decide to stay, that's great. If you're doing that and you decide to leave, that's great. We feel like we've done our job at that point. We provided you with everything you need to start to make choices for yourself again, to find yourself again. You can find out more by going to our website or checking out independentlystrong.com, and Wheelies get 75% off using the code Wheelies75. Again, that's Wheelies with an S, 75.
Yes, and this program is for those with somebody in active addiction, or it's if you have already left the relationship, or even if your partner is in recovery. It's for all different levels. You're going to gain something from it no matter where you are on this journey.
Absolutely right. Yeah. If you want to rebuild, it shows you what real recovery looks like and how to do that together. If you aren't sure what to do, we're going to show you what an equal partnership looks like and maybe what you're not getting, so that you're not fooled by a lot of the crap that's on Instagram and social media that's telling you just be grateful for what you have. Just be grateful for what you have. Don't ask for more. Don't stir the pot. Don't rock the boat. No, like we're going to show you clearly what's right, what's wrong in our perspective, and help you make decisions from a place of confidence. All right. This next one is actually really cool. This is really cool. We have our first real sponsor.
Yes.
Like our first actual sponsor.
Yeah.
So if you've been listening to the show for a while, Taylor Counseling Group used to pop up with a little ad, and that was nothing more than us just believing in the mission over there and just wanting to promote that. Like, hey, if we have some listeners that are in need of it, we believe in therapy and we wanted people to get that out there, but we were never paid or anything for those ads. And we said in those ads that we would never promote something that we wouldn't use ourselves. Mm-hmm. And so when this one came about, honest to God, it was kind of strange at first because this isn't a product either of us have used. The sponsor of today's show is Soberlink. Mm-hmm. So Soberlink is a really high-tech breathalyzer. Now, we've both been on the record talking about breathalyzers. Is this harmful or is this helpful for spouses and partners? We had a lot of really cool conversations with them. Like, first of all, they're an awesome company, like really cool, open to conversations. Like, they didn't tell us you can say this or can't say that or only speak. They just wanted us to speak authentically. They're fans of the show. Mm-hmm. They're fans of what we're doing here. And we came to a common ground on what we believe to be, for our listeners especially, the best use of Soberlink. So today's episode is brought to you by Soberlink. It's a high-tech breathalyzer, like I mentioned, that offers a discreet and reliable way to monitor sobriety. If you're navigating the challenges of co-parenting or recovery, this could be a game changer in your relationship. Soberlink's portable device is designed for flexibility and convenience. So it's wireless. It's really high tech. It's like the size of an iPhone roughly, but a little bit thicker. Mm-hmm. It's got facial recognition technology, like military grade facial recognition technology. So you cannot cheat this thing.
Right.
Like, I grilled them forever on the phone about like, what if you do this? Like, no, like we've got an angle for that. Not to mention they have people on standby 24/7 to look like actual people. It's not just going through an algorithm and spitting out, oh, you failed the breathalyzer or it's good. They have manual review processes. Mm-hmm. They know the difference between someone who has used like cologne and triggered like a false positive. They know the difference. Like, they can tell this thing is tamper proof. You try to crack it open, they will know. They will know. Like, so I have been an addict and alcoholic, and I am crafty.
Oh yeah.
So I was asking all the questions.
Oh,
and
yeah.
This thing is best in the industry, built to withstand all the deviances and all the angles someone could work to stand up to the test. It is great. It is the only thing out there, in my opinion, that is going to get you answers, right? So in our opinion, this can be used as a tool for, I think, really for co-parenting agreements.
Yes.
So custody agreements and things like that.
Yes.
If you don't trust...
If you have kids involved, it's very important.
Yeah, if you don't trust your kids are with someone that... and this person is sober, this is the way to do it. You can get these things written into your agreements. You can agree to them on your own, and you can sign up a contact to get notified whenever a test happens. And these are scheduled tests. They're not random tests. These are scheduled tests. You both agree on the terms and you test, at certain intervals throughout the day. And you will get that reassurance that your children are with someone who is sober, who is safe. That is huge peace of mind to people as they're going through separations, as they're going through custody battles, as things have broken down. It is one thing that you can trust.
Yeah.
In all of this,
it's giving you a peace of mind.
It is. And then let's say that you're a relationship, you're a couple who's been in a relationship and there's been a lot of distrust. I call it earned distrust, right? Why would you believe me after I've been lying to you for years? Like, no, I didn't drink. No, I didn't drink.
All right. It takes 1 to 2 years of consistent change behaviors for me to feel safe around you and trust you again.
Right. And maybe we've even tried breathalyzers before, but I found a way to cheat them or found a way not to do them.
Yeah.
Like Soberlink is an agreement that you can come to voluntarily. I would say, Paige, I'm serious. I'll show you.
I'll prove to you.
I will show you that I'm serious about this. You get Soberlink, you agree to terms on it, and you begin to rebuild trust. Now, is that going to do everything to rebuild trust? No, it is not. And you cannot force someone into this and think that it's going to be the tool that saves everything. It is just a tool to validate and to help bring back trust in the relationship. If there's been a lot of lying and a lot of deceit around drinking, this can be a really good way to bring that back. They have over 200,000 clients that trust this thing. They are not some small outfit. Like, this thing is tried and tested, and we talked to other people in our community, other wheelies that have used it before, and many of them in custody agreements have said it's been useful, it's been helpful. It lets them know you're not getting the kids this weekend, or the kids are headed over there. It just gives them peace of mind and reassurance that someone is behaving appropriately, that they're behaving safely, that the children are not in danger, that they're not in harm's way, they're not in any threatening situations. And we have a 50% off link here. This is our first affiliate link.
$50 off.
Or sorry, not 50%. My apologies. $50.
Yes.
$50 off by going to soberlink.com/wheels. Actually, it's a /. Soberlink.com/wheels.
Yes.
Everyone knows which slash I'm talking about.
Exactly.
It's the one next to the shift key. Yeah. Okay. And on to the episode.
Yes.
Thank you to Soberlink.
Okay.
Let's get it going.
All right. So I came up with this, or I was just thinking about this because, like Matt said earlier, we've been talking about a lot of the red flags and toxicity and the unhealthy dynamics in a relationship. We talk about this a lot in our program as well, but it's very rare that we actually discuss the good shit, right?
It's really
healthy
rare.
Communication, like what we've done over the years and things that haven't really changed much since we were 14 years old, and things that I see that people struggle with in the community with communication. And I'm not even going to go through this real quick. I want to talk about
let's just
the
talk.
one thing that I feel like Matt and I have had even during active addiction, and it is talking. Matt and I have always been best friends. Like, we've always had conversations. We've always talked. And I know that we've talked about how I've detached whenever you were in active addiction and all these things, but we still talked. We still had some type of connection. We still had something going on. We still discussed things at that time. And that's what we do now. Like, we talk. We always have conversations.
Always.
Like, just talk. That's intimacy. Like, that is intimacy. And I know I didn't feel fully safe with you after a long period of time because some things, came apart in layers, but we still talked.
Yeah, it sort of blows my mind when someone will post something, or they'll reach out and shoot us an email or a DM, and they'll be talking about kind of the nature of their relationship and how to have some of these conversations. And sometimes I'll scratch my head and I'll ask myself the question out loud, like, do y'all not talk?
Yeah.
Like, I think I even brought that up a couple episodes ago. Maybe it was last episode. I was like, are you guys not talking about anything? Like, what do you do? Like, when you come home, like, do you not?
Like, I think that our kids honestly get annoyed with us sometimes.
Probably.
Because Matt and I talk a lot, and we talk with our kids too, but we talk about all the things, and we're always discussing, and we're always like, Matt comes in the door and we're very affectionate. Like, that's another thing. Like, we're very affectionate. Like, we will hold hands in public. We hug in public. We scratch each other's backs. We touch. I always grab onto your arms like this, like, it's something we've always done for forever. From what I
get
can
assaulted
remember.
every time I walk through a doorway.
Yeah, I do too sometimes.
I get assaulted more than you.
That's probably
I'm not
accurate.
complaining. It's hilarious. It's
but
cute.
it's fun. We have fun.
It's adorable.
Okay, we enjoy each other's company. But
Yeah.
going back to the talking, I know that our kids, they do get annoyed with it because they make fun of us sometimes because we're always having conversations. We'll have deep conversations and we'll talk about everything that's going on. And I just don't know if that's happening in other relationships that I see.
I think a lot of people are doing it, but probably not a lot of our listeners are in those types of relationships.
Mm-hmm.
That's the impression I get. And like, I don't know another way to say this, but I just think that a lot of the issues that people have are far beyond addiction problems. They have marriage problems.
Yes, I think a lot of it stems from communication problems too, though.
But that's where
That's where a lot of
every one of these relationships starts there.
Yeah.
It's how well do you communicate?
Right.
You know, communication can make or break a marriage when it comes to, like, we'll get into, you know, some of the conflict resolution and things like that. Like, it's crucial that you're able to communicate well, but underlying all that, there's also, I think, a basis of healthy respect between both of us. Like, y'all, like, you want to marry your best friend. You want to get into a relationship with your best friend. You get married because you want to see each other win. Like, I want to help you win and accomplish all your life goals, which also happen to be some of my life goals. Like, we share goals, but I want to see you succeed. I want to help you in any way I can. Like, I love you. I want to see you. I want to see you win. And I think it starts with that, like a healthy respect there. Like, I admire you. I look up to you, and I cherish your opinions and your advice and the things that you have to say. And I don't think I'm too far out of line by saying I just don't see a lot of that. I just don't. It's crazy to me. It's almost like strangers living in a house, and they act like a couple and like they do couple stuff, but they're not talking. Like, that's where it all starts. Like, you don't need fancy things to show Instagram to show that you're a couple. Like, that stuff is built behind closed doors whenever you're alone and you're talking about your lives with each other. Like, even if it's something you're not completely interested in, like, God damn, this is your best friend. Like, why wouldn't you care to listen? Why aren't you curious enough to ask them questions?
That's another thing, is active listening is very important in a relationship, is to actually listen to your partner whenever they're speaking and having empathy for them and just kind of listening. I feel like I've done pretty well with that with you whenever we would have conversations and you would talk about things that were really hurting you or things that you were going through, is that I would listen. I would actively listen to you. It took you a little bit longer to get there.
I was a slow learner.
But you still did it. You were still doing it occasionally, you know, like you still listened to me or I wouldn't be around.
Yeah, things start with the basis of like friendship. Like, we're best friends. Like, we laugh, we think the same things are funny. Like, we go back and forth with like movie quotes and stuff that's hilarious to us. Like, it's fun. Like, relationships are supposed to be fun.
We laugh a lot. We actually laugh a lot. And a lot of our fights are not really fights. Like,
No.
we have the fights, but then what do? We laugh
Just
throughout
joking
them.
throughout.
Yeah, yeah.
Usually.
Or the end is whenever we walk into the room and we'll walk into and when we're trying to be mad. Y'all, I can't really get mad. You can ask my kids. They don't take me seriously every time. They make fun of me because I do this face.
Yeah, she's got
When I'm mad, I do this. If you're watching YouTube, I do this face. And apparently I make this sound like that. So my kids picked up on it and they troll me. This is every day too, y'all. This is like, I can't get mad because we laugh. We all giggle. We all just make fun of each other in a loving way.
Yeah.
And they're constantly saying, when you get mad, you just, So whenever I start getting mad and they make that face, what do? I freaking laugh. I just start laughing. And then when Matt and I get in a fight and I want to be mad because damn it, I want to be mad so much all the time. Like when I want to be mad and then I walk into the room, what do you do to me?
Start laughing.
You just look at me. We just look at each other and then we just laugh. Like that's something that our relationship has been. It's been a beautiful thing with that. We still resolve problems though. Like we solve the problems.
Yeah, we always get to the end of it. Like,
But
it's a functional relationship.
There's still positivity within those fights.
Yeah, there is. And we'll get into a lot of that when it comes to conflict resolution. But I think that you gotten together for one reason or another, but at some point you enjoyed each other's company. Mm-hmm. You enjoyed them. Like eventually, are you going to find like pet peeves? Everyone has pet peeves with their partner. Everyone does. I think that now sometimes pet peeves are put on a pedestal and we look at those things like they're just insurmountable obstacles in relationships. And that blows my mind because like nobody's perfect. Like you're living with a different person. Like you're going to have to accept those things. And I come to love the quirks. Honestly, I really do. But mutual respect is a huge part of this. And I think this is probably why a lot of these relationships aren't functioning very well right now, because there's just not a lot of healthy respect. There's either way, like one way or the other. Like if I'm still drinking and I'm out there acting like an ass, I'm looking at you like, oh, you're just so perfect. And all you ever do is criticize and you never pick me up and you never compliment me. And then you're looking at me saying like, well, why would I admire someone that lies and cheats and steals and,
and who isn't an equal partner,
disrespects me and treats me like crap. So there's just not a lot of
mutual respect.
It starts with that. I think like you have to admire someone, you have to look up to them, you have to want to be around them and spend time with them. And it's like, believe me, like this hasn't always been the case. Like we've gone through difficult seasons in marriage.
Yes,
we've had plenty of times where one of us was really down, or maybe we're both down at the same time, which is a little more rare, but it does happen.
It is.
It does happen. And you kind of have to weather storms together like that. That's part of it, man. That's part of it.
Well, that happens in healthy relationships. Now, if it's an unhealthy relationship, those downs, that season, that's going to be a constant. It's not just seasonal, right? You're going to have a lot of highs and a lot of lows. Yeah, I'm going to pull up some vows real quick. There was a person in our community who brought up wedding vows, and I thought this was a really beautiful way to look at wedding vows. I absolutely love this. I'm not going to mention their name here, but I've thanked them within the community. Let me pull this up. Chat while I find this. You're like doing these words. He was trying to do this little hand thing, like you need to talk without saying it in the microphone. Okay. So I guess I was going to talk about how the flaws are different within the flaw. Did you find it?
I did.
Well, dadgummit, I was going to go on a tangent.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay. So we talked about vows and like the meaning of vows and things like that. And vows, everyone's got different vows, but I think a lot of them have similarities where we talk about loving someone for better or for worse, in sickness and in health, till death do us part. And a lot of people get those thrown back in their face whenever tough times happen.
Oh, yeah. I have many opinions on that.
Like, traditional wedding vows are really convenient for one person typically.
Right.
The person who's always screwing up.
Yeah, the one who has control issues.
In order to elicit yet more patience and more sympathy, they will throw wedding vows in your face. But this person had this amazing perspective. This person said that they had a realization that is to vow to love someone for better or for worse in sickness and in health means something completely different than what most people think. It means that I vow to act loving towards someone when I am at my worst, when I am sick. Even when at my worst, I promise to show up for you. It does not mean I promise to show up and be loving when they treat me poorly over and over and over because they're just at their worst. It's not rational to vow to do that. And I agree with that. It's
100%.
not. The promise is to love them when I am at my worst and show it in my actions and behaviors.
Oh, I love that.
I want to do a vow renewal one day, and that will be the vow. That's the vow to take, because
yes, absolutely.
No matter what happens, I promise to continue to show up for you, my best friend, to do everything I can, even when I'm at my worst, no matter if I'm physically sick, if I'm mentally sick, whatever's going on, I will do everything in my power to continue to show up for you for better, for worse, in sickness and in health. That's what it should mean.
Yeah. And that's how we've done, pretty awesome within the past 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years-ish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bit of a balancing act it takes to get here. And again, it's not lost on me. We've been together and we grew up together and we've been together for freaking 2 decades plus, and 2/3 of our lives, if not more than that now. I don't want to do the math, but it's been a long time. It's been a long time. But I think there's something to that it's not always been easy, but we've always found a way to get through it. It starts with mutual respect and then communication. You have to communicate. You have to talk. Like, why are people not talking in their marriages? Is it out of fear? Is it out of just
a lot of the time?
Rock the boat?
I've seen that it is a lot out of fear and not wanting to rock the boat, because if they bring something up, it just causes a fight because they're not resolving anything.
Are people that difficult to deal with? It's been a while. Okay, I haven't been married to someone like me before. Is it really difficult?
Okay, yes, because we've had this conversation where I've told you that I was at a point where I was like, I'm not even going to fight with you anymore because it's not even worth it. It's like fighting with an attorney. It's fighting with somebody who is going to sit there and just defend. And like, you're really good at that. You know that you're really good at that. And I got to a point where I'm like, I'm not fucking fighting anymore because this is exhausting because I can never win. I could never win. So I got to a point where I wouldn't even bring anything up because it just didn't matter because you weren't listening. It was going in one ear and out the other. It's changed so much since, I don't remember when that, I don't know, 5-ish years, I guess. It's been a minute. You've gotten better.
Yeah, but that's crazy that it was that long. That it was just madness.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Just madness, man.
Or it could be that I just had that mentality because of how many years I dealt with that, with the way that you would respond to me. So then I couldn't, my mental block, it was like a block. Maybe you had changed, but I wouldn't know because I never tried it.
Yeah.
Never tried to get in a fight with you. Or if I did, it was like, I don't know, we had some pretty dark fights, even in sobriety.
If anyone's listening and you're on my side of the fence in this whole conversation, do me a solid and just try to listen. Just try to listen. Be curious and listen with an open mind. You'll be shocked of where it goes. Shocked.
Yeah, because that changed our relationship significantly.
You'll be shocked. Just crazy.
When you would just start listening.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into some of this conflict, the core of healthy communication, and how to respectfully disagree.
Okay.
Roll us into it. I'm going to making you talk today. I'm going to put you on the spot.
I've been talking since we started. Except for the ads. You did the ads.
I did all the ads. My throat's dry.
Okay. Oh my God. Never mind. All right. So active listening. I talked about this just a minute ago. Mm-hmm. We kind of talked about this a little bit. You didn't do it for a very long time. But genuine listening is the foundation of healthy communication. In relationships that are affected by addiction, the addict, so you may not fully listen, which is what we just talked about, because you're often preoccupied with your own struggles. Is that true? I mean, or you're just selfish and you're just like, I just got too much shit going on. I want to be fucked up. I don't really care what you have to say.
Preoccupied with my own struggles, but struggles doesn't just mean I'm thinking about like, oh, I've got to get my shit together today. Like I'm just preoccupied with everything. I'm terrible at prioritizing anything in my mind. I can be thinking about fantasy football or about an email that I got to respond to or about, bills coming due or like insurance renewals, any number of things. Really hard to quiet my mind, especially when I was using, to stop everything and just completely turn my focus to you and everything that was coming out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Like, ADHD has become like a very normal thing for people to talk about. Mm-hmm. And I do think it exists. And I think I have this thing.
Yeah, for
sure. I know I do.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's really tough. And I know that a lot of people turn to substance abuse because they have loud minds and they can't quiet down and they just fidget and they're just all over the place. And whenever you use, it's just like this. Oh,
you finally get relief.
It feels so, it's like you could focus singularly on one thing at a time. And it feels like it's how you should have been all along. Mm-hmm. Skills before pills, though, like that's a dangerous path to start to go down because you become reliant on the very things that make you feel that way. Then you fall in love with them. And then before you know it, you're physically and mentally dependent.
You learn to manage it better.
It takes effort. It just takes effort. Like I have to tell myself, like, stop. I have to remove distractions. Like if my phone's around, I got to turn it upside down. I have to get intentional with it. Active listening is a skill that you can develop. Like you can develop it like anything else. Like you can learn how to do more push-ups. You build muscle. You can build mental muscles to learn how to listen better and focus.
Game changer in our relationship.
And ask questions.
Yeah, like, do you want a solution or do you just want to vent? That is the question.
One of the most important questions you can ever ask right there, honestly. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble giving solutions.
Yeah, but it really did change our relationship whenever you turned to listening. Because in active addiction, most of the time, the person is going to dismiss or deflect or avoid the conversation altogether. Like there's nothing like that. But like I said earlier with you, it was always like you were going to defend, and it would never be about me. It would be about you.
Yeah.
Instead of actually listening to the whole thing.
It's like this poor me complex that kind of followed me around everywhere I went. And I always felt like I had to be defensive because everyone was always out to get me and out to attack me. And they're, criticizing me or talking down to me. And I felt disrespected.
Well, I have that sometimes. I think everybody has that to some extent.
Yeah. You walk around with it a bit more in active addiction. It's like you start to feel like just like self-pity. You feel
Yeah.
sorry for yourself all the time. It's, my life's horrible and it's because of all these reasons. You never really look within. And it takes a little extra effort to sit there and listen, but you can do it. I know you can.
Was it hard for you?
It's hard to keep myself focused, but it's not hard to like listen to the things you're saying and accept those things as truth. No.
Okay, but whenever you listen, do you listen to respond or listen to actually listen?
Oh, in the beginning, I listened to respond. I was trying to, man, this is terrible.
No, it's okay. This is good.
I would sit there almost like an attorney would, and I would start to think of the things you were saying, and I would craft a counterpoint, and then I would file it, and then I would listen, and I would only listen to craft counterpoints.
Well, that was back then, but I'm talking about now whenever you actually listen. Do you listen to respond or do you listen to listen?
I listen to listen, and I have a really hard time with thinking that I've got something great to say, and if I don't say it right now, then I'm just going to forget it. And so, if you ever see me take notes up here, that's what I'm doing. Is because I want to listen to you, but it's also a really good thing we can talk about in 2-3 minutes.
Right, that's what
so
that's normal.
But
that's great.
It takes a hell of a lot of attention for me to just sit and listen and like actively engage in the moment, be present, as if I were watching a movie or something. I'm listening to the author, narrate the story. Like I'm listening and focusing. It takes a lot. Eye contact helps. Turn off distractions. Yeah.
Pay attention to that.
Pay attention. Like it's that simple. Just pay attention. And it's not just about me, because now you can tell when I'm engaged and when you're being heard. And it changes the dynamic between us totally when you know that I'm listening to you and I'm asking you relevant questions. Like, whenever an 8-year-old's talking to you and you're just like, yeah, it's cool, buddy. Yep. Because they'll just be saying like a million things a minute and you can't keep up, or you're busy doing something else. Like people can tell. They can tell the difference when you're actively listening and when you're actually engaged and when you're just kind of off in your own world, just responding to them, just either waiting for your turn to talk or just waiting for them to go away. Like you had conversations like that with me, obviously, but I know someone in my life that does this and it's maddening. It's like we're having two separate conversations. Like they'll talk and I'll acknowledge and I'll ask questions and I'll listen, and then I'll talk and it's like they never heard me at all.
Yeah.
They just keep talking. And I'm like, man, this feels kind of like
one-sided.
Very strange.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good.
Feels weird.
It does. It does.
I don't like it.
Yeah. And also, like when we talk to our kids and stuff, I try to make it a point to not be on your phone when you're talking to your kids.
Bad idea.
Or when they're having a conversation, which I'm sure we're all guilty of doing this at some point because we're all going through crazy times right now. But I try to make it a point, and I try to tell you as well, because I notice when the kids are trying to have a conversation with you and you're on your phone, and I'm like, let's put our phones down. Let's have, let's actually look at them and listen and get to their level so that they feel heard, because they don't feel heard when we're on our phones.
Yeah, they know the difference too.
Yeah,
they can really tell.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we're supposed to be role models and teaching them.
Supposed to be.
we're doing the best.
Trying.
We're trying. All right. So this one is really important, and it's expressing your needs and feelings. And we always talk about the I feel statements or the I statements to express the way that you feel, because in a healthy relationship, it's a safe space. And whenever you talk about like saying something like, I feel overwhelmed or I feel a certain way, your partner's going to respond with empathy. Or they might say, hey, what can I do to help you? What do you need right now? What can I do for you? But in active addiction, they might react with anger or denial or blame when you start talking about how you feel, because they're like, oh, well, then this is me. What did I do? What did I do? Because you feel overwhelmed. Is it me? Did I do something to make you feel overwhelmed?
Yeah, it's like everything's my fault.
Yeah. You've done this before.
Or if you're a guy, when someone starts expressing their feelings, you just start throwing solutions at them.
Yeah.
Do this, do that, do this. You ever thought about this? It's just like, God damn it. I'm just trying to tell you how I'm feeling.
Yes. But I think that it's important, even in active addiction relationships, a lot of the times us partners or spouses do get really fed up and really angry, and we start to lose our shit. I do still think that it's important for us to speak in a way of how we feel, instead of you. Why do you do this? Why do you do that? Criticizing constantly, I didn't necessarily do that with you.
That's hard as hell though, isn't it?
It is extremely difficult. And I've had my moments. Of course, we've all had our moments. But I also do feel like just communication in general, we need to stay as calm as we can by using I feel statements. Like, it's about me, and it's about telling you how I feel without trying to persuade you in how I want you to feel about it. It's literally releasing it and just letting you know, this is how I feel. And that's kind of keeping it about you.
That takes a hell of a lot of trust, though, doesn't it?
It does. And it takes a safe space.
And it takes a lot of faith, too, that you're going to throw it out there and that hopefully I'm going to receive that. And then come to the next conclusion, which isn't like, if you're saying I'm overwhelmed, like I feel overwhelmed and I'm stressed and I'm falling apart over here and I haven't showered in 2 days and like there's just so much to do. You're saying these things, but like underlying all this is this elephant in the room, which is that like I really need some help from you. That's a conclusion that I have to draw from that.
Yeah. Which
requires some emotional intelligence. It requires some faith on your part to throw that to me. And then for me to receive it and go, I know what she's asking for here.
Right.
But she's feeling overwhelmed because all these things are happening. And then me as your best friend, wanting you to win, wanting you to do better. How can I help you get there?
Yeah.
It's that simple, but there's so many just dumbasses that are going to hear that, and
that's a red flag.
Good made.
But yeah, no, and that's a red flag though. If you're gonna be calm and you're gonna state how you feel and you're not blaming and you're not criticizing and you're keeping, you are actually doing the right thing in communication, and then they lose their shit over that, red flag. That is something that you need to be journaling about and figuring out what you need to do about it.
So how do we get help that we need when you're expressing your needs?
You ask for it.
Simply that.
Yeah. But again, if they're going to say, no, that's your job, that's a red flag.
You know what's on the inverse of this, what's kind of tough for a lot of people, and I read about this all the time, and I think that you're one of these people, is you suck at receiving help.
Somebody asked me to do a Pages Perspective, an episode
on
how to ask for help or accept help, which is kind of the same thing. Well, I suck at both. And I said, well, I will let you know whenever I actually figure that out, because I'm one. This is one of the things that I really, really suck at. And I know it's something I'm really big on doing things myself because I don't know, I'm independent and I like to figure things out on my own. And I also don't want to burden anybody with any of my issues. And it's just something that I've always done. And I don't know why it's a bad thing to not accept help. I don't know. This is something that I really need to dig into on my own.
You want to explore that for a second? Why it's a bad thing to not accept help?
Yeah.
I think it's okay. So do you believe that you can handle every single thing by yourself?
No.
That comes your way?
No.
So then wouldn't it be rational to think that you might need help sometimes?
Yeah. Yeah. But I also wonder if it's a control thing for me.
Interesting.
Because I like things to be, don't like things to be done a certain way. Like the dishwasher can be loaded however you want to load it, things like that. But business-wise stuff, if people want to help me, I'm very particular, I want it done a certain way. So I don't want to, I don't know if it's a control thing or not.
Yeah, it could be a confrontation thing too, to have to correct other people. It's like, I appreciate your help, but I'd like to have it done this way.
Right.
Feels like ungrateful in a way.
Yeah, it does, but that's okay.
In a business relationship,
that's what it is.
It's a transaction.
Yeah, exactly.
But for me, is it hard for you to accept help from me? Do you feel guilty when I do things that quote unquote fall into your jurisdiction?
Sometimes.
Come on, really?
Yeah. I do.
You feel guilty when I...
Well, okay. If you just start picking up laundry or something like that. Okay. I'm home all the time. I still work. I work full time. I'm constantly working now. I have a job. Before then it was me at home doing the traditional stay-at-home mom jobs, working, cooking, cleaning, all the fun things. But then now you've actually stepped up and you do things, and it's weird. It's a different dynamic. I'm grateful and I'm appreciative of it, but it's also thank you for helping me. I really appreciate that.
Does that come from you feeling like you're putting me out?
Yes.
So maybe it's a bit of a people pleaser in you.
Could be.
Maybe it comes from traditional motherhood roles where you feel like you have to do all that stuff and you shouldn't complain about it.
I don't want to put people out. I don't want to put people out. So I don't want to have to ask for things to be done. We've
got an onslaught of some amazing guests that are going to be coming on the show. One of them, Celeste Vaughn, who wrote Not About the Wine, but she wrote this viral letter to husbands. It was like, husband, I need help. And it talks a lot about this very thing. I can't wait to have that discussion with her. And then Abby Eckel, who's a social media creator, who is like, she is the greatest. She's hilarious, and she is like resolute in her perspectives about like where women are headed and like roles that they've taken traditionally, and how asking for the bare minimum is ridiculous. It should be an equal partnership. I can't wait to have her on, like pick her brain about this stuff. I think our listeners are going to love it too.
Yeah.
As we kind of veer into that, you know, like feeling fearful, asking for help because it's your quote unquote job. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's a task that our family needs done. Like whoever can handle it is going to handle it.
Right. It could be just something that I was, conditioned with, not intentionally, but that's just something.
Yeah, it's what you grew up around. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so that covers expressing needs. Like hey, another thing, I have a bit of an issue with the way that I read about like on Psychology Today articles, or really any book I've ever read about communication. It's like this clinical way of saying like, I feel overwhelmed. Mm-hmm. No one talks that way.
No, they don't.
But I do think it's helpful to some degree, because if you're talking how you normally talk, which might be like, I'm fucking losing it over here, I can't take this shit anymore. And you start to talk about all the heavy stuff that you're going through at that moment, it could feel a bit accusatory in the moment, even though you really are just expressing your feelings.
Right. But if your partner really knows you, they can pick up on what needs to be done.
If they do, but if they don't, they're going to take that as, I sense anger. She's mad at me. This is my fault. She's saying this is my fault. It gets twisted so quickly.
Yeah.
So as dumb as it feels, it is helpful to simply step back, try it the clinical way first.
Seriously, it takes practice.
I feel really overwhelmed right now.
Like there are times when we'll be sitting and I'm like, okay, I need to figure out a way to express myself, and I'll just pause and I'll just like, well, I feel, and then I let out whatever it is that I'm feeling, and then it just starts a conversation, and then you just get into it, and it's great. It's just that first part of like,
eventually it becomes more natural.
It does.
And you'll find your own way to communicate this and say it.
Yeah.
So that the intention behind it all is still there.
Right.
But yeah, it feels strange in the beginning.
Yep.
All right. Respectful disagreements. Okay. So the Gottmans are world famous psychotherapists that have cured many of marriages. I think I just broke something over here. But anyway, I was reading an article today about, I think it was one of the Gottmans wrote it, or if it was one of their, like, what you call them? I don't know, like a disciple of theirs, like someone that they had trained. I don't know what you call those folks. But either way, they had a 5-to-1 ratio, something they call a magic ratio. And they explained that in healthy marriages, even disagreements are managed with respect and balance. And that is to say that for every one negative thing that takes place in a disagreement, there are 5 positive things, 5 good things for every one bad thing. So healthy couples approach disagreements as a team. As a team. It is not me versus you. We are a team trying to solve a problem. If I have a problem, technically we have a problem.
Yes.
That's the way you should look at this, right? Like if you're guys can understand this, football team, right? You've got a left tackle who's struggling. All right, well, we're going to give him some help, right? We're going to double team the guy that he's blocking over there. Like you're a team. You win together, you lose together. It's not me versus you. We are a freaking team here. But you have to maintain respect even when you don't see eye to eye, and that can be tough at times. But humor and empathy are the best way to go about this. Mm-hmm. So let's say, like we were talking about this, like when we fight, and we should film ourselves sometime, like
we do.
But like
we posted something up about a fight that we had when we first started the podcast.
Oh, that's right. You didn't put all the funny stuff in there though. There was a lot of funny stuff, but there's also some angers. But either way, oh yeah, trying to start a podcast and learn how technology works is really fun. If we are arguing, like it almost seems like a roast session in some ways, where it's like there's going to be a problem, and it is serious, and we're going to talk about this problem, and like I'm going to say, you said you were going to handle this thing and it hasn't been done, and I was under the assumption that it's been done, and you're going to get defensive and be like, well, I've got all this stuff going on and blah, blah, blah. I understand that, but you said you were going to do it. What it's really about is me wanting to be able to rely on you.
That is one of my biggest flaws.
And you just do what you say you're going to do.
Yep.
I shouldn't have to follow up 4 or 5 times and ask if you've done it. And then I sure shouldn't get yelled at when I asked and follow up. So anyway, we had this come up, right? One of the kids has got knee bothering her. Nothing serious, but knee's bothering her. And Paige is like, I'm going to make an appointment with an orthopedic. So I'm like, cool. I file this away. I'm like, I'm going to have to come back to this one. Sure as shit. So like a couple days go by. I pick her up from dance one night and she's like, have you called the orthopedic? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, mom didn't call? No, she said she was going to and she hasn't called. So I'm like, so I don't get mad. I come home and I'll drop like a subtle hint or a joke in some sense. And you'll receive that much better than me being like, are you stupid or something?
Well,
like,
what'd you do today? How did you do
so
it?
here's how I approached it today, because this is like the 5th time we've talked about it. We were sitting there in the bed, because we're talking about the episodes, like we needed like a real life example of how we do this kind of shit in our relationship, like how this works. So we were in the bedroom going over our notes and our daughter was in the living room. I was like, hey, Sid. She goes, yeah. I was like, hey, what time is your orthopedic appointment? She goes, how should I know? So I looked over at Paige, knowing damn well she hadn't made this thing, and she just started laughing her ass off. I asked Sydney as a joke. I mean, Sydney was like, you know, she was the victim in this joke. I used her as a prop, but it was funny because there was no appointment. I was asking the kid, but I should be asking you. So I'm done asking you. I'm just going to ask the kid.
But it's a family affair. This is what we do.
Listen, it was funny.
It was funny, but these are the small annoyances in a healthy marriage that, like, I know that Matt knows that he can't depend on me to make appointments for certain things. Like, it's just something that we've dealt with for a long time. Is it a breaker? No. Is it a relationship breaker? No. It's just something that we have learned to communicate with, and I'm getting better at it. I'm learning. I'm figuring this out.
I've just taken it into my own hands a lot, and I'll make the appointments.
I don't like that.
I take them to the orthodontist, and I'll take them to the dentist, and I'll take them. You know, if
no,
they need therapy,
no, I'm
like
taking
that.
them to the dentist. I made their dentist appointment. You did the orthodontist appointment.
I sent all the paperwork to the dentist.
That
I sent
wasn't
their x-rays over there.
Okay, but that
I confirmed
they
the
didn't
appointment.
ask me.
I gave them our insurance.
They didn't ask me.
I didn't let them.
You literally called up there and did all this shit. And when I had made the appointments and they sent me the information yesterday, when you had already sent all the information, I'm like, you're making this more complicated. Just let me fucking handle this. I've got it.
All right.
But I still handle things. Things get done. They get handled.
They're
just not in the timely manner as Matt wants them to get done, which is okay. This is how we deal with things. And we laugh about it. And he's learned how to communicate it with me and whatever.
I would argue that the people in the Mayflower thought that you're slow about this. Like, it doesn't get much slower. But we have to be able to joke with each other about this kind of stuff. Like, listen, you know it's a fault of yours, and sometimes it's just hilarious. Let's just laugh at the fact that you're so bad at something. And you do the same thing with me. Mm-hmm. We do this together. Like, yo, you have to be able to laugh at yourselves. You get there after a point, though. You don't start there. If you're in a relationship where things are not good, like, a joke is not going to land well typically.
No.
But like, whenever we argue about something, it could even be finances. It can be like how we're going to budget, some money that's coming up, or how we're going to afford something. Like, we'll be joking about it throughout. Like, there will be a serious topic. There might be one or two accusations thrown out, and then it's jokes from then on out as we kind of soften each other and laugh. And it's like my way and your way of reassuring, like, I love you. I still love you.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of funny if you think about it.
Right.
But we're going to solve this together.
But also get your shit together.
Yeah, exactly. You have to be able to laugh at each other. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to joke about it. And that's something they identified. And I think that, I don't have it right in front of me, but they said that they could predict divorces up to 5 years out with a 90% accuracy rate using this magic ratio thing, this 5-to-1 ratio. And it's about how couples solved problems. And if they weren't joking with each other, if they weren't like having fun throughout it, that was a bad sign. If it was just like yelling, screaming, they're not communicating, they're not solving problems together. And eventually that's going to wear. Yeah. Eventually it's going to be, you're not coming back from this. The resentment builds and then you don't come back from that. But it was really, really interesting to read about it.
It's interesting because that's what we do. And we didn't even know that we did that.
Had no clue.
Like, how crazy is that?
Just started reading about it and I was like, oh, hey, we do this. Oh, hey, we don't actually know what we're talking about. And the 5-to-1 ratio, the reason that's important is because negative stuff sticks way more than positive stuff. Like, we remember the negative things in life. We are wired for like criticism and like just when someone loathes us, like they're after us, like that sticks.
It's to protect us.
We remember that stuff much more than we do kindnesses.
Right.
Like, when someone does you, a kindness, it feels good in the moment, but it doesn't stick as bad as the criticism does.
All right. So the next one, I want to talk about the differences between healthy flaws and the chaos that's in addiction. So
Okay.
there's like, people talk about all the time, oh, there's flaws in all relationships. Everybody has their flaws and da-da-da. The flaws in a healthy relationship are completely different than the flaws that are in an unhealthy relationship. So the small annoyances, like we were talking about earlier, like forgetting the things that I forget, like not being reliable or occasional communication missteps, like we can resolve these things pretty easily. And it's like, okay, I forgot, I'll handle it next time, and we trust each other to handle it and we move forward from it. But whenever you're in an unhealthy relationship, there's a lot of inconsistency and unpredictability.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of chaos.
Can we back up for just a second?
Sure.
So back to like healthy marriage flaws, like the stuff that I think we have now.
Mm-hmm.
How did we get from crap to that? Like, what do you think? If you had to call it one thing, what was it? Because we're going to go through these.
Just our communication got better. I don't know. What do you think?
I think it goes back to respect. I think it goes back to admiration. I think it goes back to like desire. I want you in my life.
Yes.
Like I want to make you happy. Like
Right.
I want to please you. Like I love you. Like,
I don't need you, but I want you.
yeah. Like I think it goes back to that. Like there has to be some kind of respect there where like I'm willing to go out of my way for you, for us. For all this, like I want to make you happy.
Right.
And I think that goes both ways.
Yeah.
Like to get to that point, you have to do admirable things, respectful things over a period of time. It's not going to be like a week or two. Like you'll notice a bit of a difference, and maybe a month or two, you'll notice a bit of a difference, but to really get to the point where like you can solve problems pretty quickly, and you can laugh at your flaws, and you can joke with each other, and you can take criticism without that's the hard thing about criticism, is if you don't get told I love you enough, or you don't get told I appreciate you, or I thank you, or I see you, and all you ever hear is like when I jump your ass, it fucking hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts, man. Like I can't take it. Like it wears on me so much.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people live in that zone.
Yeah.
They do. But I think what got us out of that was, it wasn't like we shook on it. It was like, hey, one day let's agree to be nice to each other. It was like just doing kind things over a period of
gradual
time.
and just doing things, and we had respect for each other for a long period of time.
I think though, like we do, like, how the president has like a State of the Union address.
Mm-hmm.
I think like we probably do it more than we should, but I think you ought to have like a state of the relationship address. Like I think each person should be able to talk about like where things are headed, like things you feel good about, things you worry about. And we do that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like we'd probably do this shit every day to some degree.
It's part of our job.
But like it should come up in like normal conversation, like we have dreams in life, like where we're headed, like what do we want to do one day, like if we're going to retire, where are we going to go?
Mm-hmm.
What's it going to look like? We're going to move, we're going to live somewhere else. Like you have to be able to talk about those kinds of things to be on the same page. And then if you're on the same page, then you're working toward each other to make one another happy. Because like you're my best friend. Like I don't know if it's a bad thing to be like called a people pleaser or anything else. Like I want to make you happy. I feel good when you're happy. Like it makes me happy to make you happy.
That's not a people pleasing thing. That's just being in an intimate relationship.
Isn't that just affection and love? Like I admire you. I want to do nice things for you.
The whole people pleasing thing. Just throw that out.
But I think once you get to that place, like once you're on the same page with the relationship, like have these conversations about where things are going. Have a state of the relationship address. Talk to each other about where that stuff is headed.
Yeah.
And then be willing to,
also
like,
talk about
drop your
random
guard.
bullshit too. We have a lot of great random conversations.
Tons.
They're fun.
Oh, speaking of, I just read this book.
Yes, I was just thinking about that.
This book called Slewfoot.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, like if you're listening to this is like our first episode in October. October is our jam.
Oh yeah.
So I started it. Oh, first of all, hang on. This is this hat right here with this crazy pumpkin head.
I love
this
it.
isn't some of our merch. This is actually Instagram creator Hollow Woods, Matthew Woods. He's an artist that makes like a Halloween themed picture. He used to do it every day, and he would count down 365 days until Halloween. And so he has this character called Pumpkinhead that he draws. That's what's on that hat right there. And he puts him in all these funny situations and like kind of brings some of his own like real life into it. And he's
amazing.
He's awesome. He's a beautiful person.
Follow him.
And his art's amazing. It's at Hallow Woods, HALLOW Woods. But I just started reading I just read
in
like one day.
2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. Slewfoot, which I'm basic bitch. I don't apologize for this when it comes to fall. And I was watching TikToks with her daughter, and it was like fall stuff. Like this girl set out like her comfy socks and like her flannels and like her pumpkin spice, and like their leaves were falling. And she brought this book out, and it was called Slewfoot, and it was a tale of bewitchery. And so I looked it up, and like synopsis was based in like colonial New England in the 1600s, and there was like a witch trial. And I was like, oh, I'm in. Like that's up my alley. But I've been sitting here talking to you about all the different pieces of this thing, just random bullshit for the last day or two.
Yeah.
Are you annoyed
been really
with it?
sucked into it. No, I mean, I might check out a little bit just because I'd like to read the book, and I have other things.
I won't spoil it for you.
But I also have other things on my mind. But I'm still listening.
We talk about random bullshit all the time.
Yeah, I love it. It's
random
like
music, movies,
all the time. Any like whatever's going on in the world. A tree that's outside, we'll just talk about random shit.
Yeah.
I love our conversations. I think we have really great conversations.
But all this stuff builds like this layer of safety, I guess.
It does.
Whenever you do have something like a healthy flaw in a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
there's just more patience for it because underlying it all there is love and there is patience.
Yeah.
That there is an underlying foundation of love, and you know that I love you and I admire you because I say these things often and I also act like it. So no matter what we say about how we got here, that has to be present. You can't fake that.
No.
You can't just talk about that. You can't go to couples counseling 3 times and have that. That's organic, and it happens because you love each other, because you want the same things, because you're into each other.
And we work together to try to deal with whatever's going on. Like if we both have emotions that are running really high, we'll both take responsibility for our feelings.
Yeah.
We will work through them together. We'll strive to be better for each other or for ourselves and for our family. Like we recognize when we're fucking up and we own it and we deal with it. I'm still doing better with what you were just talking about. But anyway, we have our flaws, and it's not breaking the relationship because we both have that mutual respect. Now, the flaws in a marriage that's unhealthy are going to be a little bit more complex. They're going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with.
Yeah, because
there's not much mutual respect going on there.
There's not.
Their communication is not working. You're not being heard. There's just so much stuff. But the inconsistency and unpredictability is a really big thing because there's a lot of chaos going on there. And it makes it impossible to build a stable and trusting relationship when that's happening. And then the broken promises and the trust issues, like how are you going to, that's not just a flaw, like that's a problem. That's an issue within a relationship. That's something that needs to be fixed or, addressed, because if you don't fix that, that's going to lead to deep emotional scars and the lack of trust. Me forgetting to make an appointment is not causing emotional scars. It's things, these are big problems. So when people say like, we all have our flaws and we all have our problems, y'all, everyone does, but it's bigger in unhealthy relationships.
Yeah, we're talking about someone forgetting to call an orthopedic versus someone who's messaging other women behind your back.
Yeah. And they're lying to you and they're gaslighting and they're manipulating and they're blaming you. And they're, I know that Matt has problems with talking with me sometimes. You do have to choose the way you talk to me sometimes because I do get defensive. Like that's one of my biggest flaws. We talked about your flaws a lot. We barely talk about my flaws on the podcast.
Oh, this is fun.
And but it's true.
Yeah.
There are times where you feel like you are walking on eggshells because you're afraid to bring something to my attention because of how I might take it. Because I've been real. I do not take criticism very well, and I will take things personally easily. And I know that that's a flaw of mine.
I would also like to point out that this was present long before she met me.
That is true.
I can't be blamed for this.
You did not cause this.
I can't be blamed.
You did
for
not
this.
cause this.
Should I have I made it worse or not easier at times?
Oh yeah.
Damn right.
That's true. But
I didn't cause this one.
Right. But those are things that that's a flaw that I acknowledged, and I'm not blaming you for it or anything like that. It's not something that's going to break our marriage just because I can't take criticism.
I just have to remind you in this moments. I've figured it out now. I just have to remind you, like, I have to tell you that you're awesome. And then I have to tell you there's an issue with this thing that we need to address. But first I have to tell you that you're awesome. And that always helps. So that tells me, like, going back at some point, it was probably because, like we talked about the 5 good things compared to the 1 bad thing. You probably only heard the bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, growing up in a house with a bunch of kids, like, one person can only do so much.
Yeah.
You're just yelling, barking orders at some point, and kids internalize that and they take it in. And it's like, you don't ever talk the fact I get straight A's and I'm like teacher's pet and I'm doing all these great things. You just hear about this bad thing and it sticks. And so one bad thing for you sticks hard. So I come at you heavy with the love. I'm like, listen, you're amazing.
Yeah.
You are so caring. You're so responsible. But our kid's leg is going to fall off if you don't get her to a doctor soon.
We're talking about criticism. We're not talking about that. But you've been really patient with me and that stuff. So I appreciate that. And I thank you for that.
Oh, you've been patient with me too.
I know.
It's the least I could do.
I was going to say.
It's the least I could do.
Okay. But anyway, going back to the the flaws that people talk about in the unhealthy relationships that are actually more damaging than actual flaws. The neglect and absence. So in healthy marriages, we're present for each other. You know, we are there for each other. We're equal partners in addiction. That's not typically happening because addict is not unavailable emotionally or physically. And then they become so invested in their shit than their spouse and their family. Like, that's not a flaw. That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's something that's going to actually cause issues within the relationship. The financial instability. We know that addiction leads to financial chaos.
Tons.
Money being spent on substances, legal fees, medical bills,
Treatment.
instead of supporting the household. Yes, treatment, which can cause a lot of stress and fear. This is not a flaw. This is a problem. This is something that can affect everybody involved. That was one of our biggest problems. And then the emotional roller coaster of the highs and lows, which I believe I would like to make an episode on the highs and lows pretty soon and what that looks like and what it means. But it keeps you... An unhealthy marriage, there's a lot of the highs and lows. There's not much of that in a healthy relationship.
No, there's just more consistency.
Balance. There's consistency. Yes, we have our issues. Yes, we'll have some lows and then we will have some highs, but there is so much balance, which is weird. It's almost uncomfortable whenever you get to the balance feelings because you're so used to the highs and the lows and the roller coasters. So whenever you get to this balance, it's like, oh, this is unfamiliar territory. I don't even know how to deal with this, but it's so much better because you're like, you can see clearly, you can communicate better. There's balance there. It's amazing. But the emotional swings in addiction are just so exhausting and it's very damaging to everybody involved.
I think not having consistency would drive people nuts in general.
Absolutely.
Like we crave structure. I think humans crave structure in so many ways. Even if it doesn't seem that way, like we do. Like we crave a routine of some kind. We crave purpose. And consistency creates a lot of that stuff. If you don't have it, you're never really feeling safe and it's just all over the place. You're just constantly in a state of hypervigilance waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah. Yep.
That'll drive you crazy, man. All right, what we got next?
All right, the next one is going to be the positive interactions that make love last in healthy relationships.
Okay, this starts with clear and direct communication. So once we've established this foundation of love and trust like we have, you can pretty much say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. You can talk about anything you want. You can say it however you want.
Kind of. We just talked about how you have to tiptoe sometimes.
That's whenever there is an issue of some, we're talking about conflict, right? We're just talking in general though, but we don't have any passive aggressive stuff between us. Like we're not passive aggressive. No. Like that's one thing we are not.
Nope.
Passive aggressive never happens. Like there's no contempt between us. Like when someone mentions your spouse, if you go, oh, like that's contempt. Like that means that you're done. That's what, as I see it anyway.
Right.
Like just completely done. Or mind reading. Every man has fought this battle and lost. Okay. Mind reading. All right. So there is something to be said. If you have communicated what your needs are and you have let them know and they are clear, they can no longer claim mind reading. Okay. They can't. If you are with someone who has exhibited nothing but being a dipshit, and you expect them to do things that are not characteristic of them, you're asking them to mind read. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm with you. Don't scream. Don't turn this off.
Don't get off on it.
I know they should know. I agree with you. They should know. They should.
But they don't.
They don't. So
That's the
wish
reality.
in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up faster.
I'm so proud of you.
But you're right. They should know. Like, you should know how to do these basic things. You should know. You are a grown ass effing person. Like, you should know at this point how to handle this stuff. Okay. But in a healthy relationship, you can have just normal conversations about this stuff. You can speak direct. You can speak frankly. You can just speak to them. It's really great. You can also clearly and directly communicate your needs and your boundaries about stuff.
Yep.
Like, you're now walking in the land of adults.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's absolutely wonderful. We don't have these issues. And passive aggressive has never been a game that we really played.
No.
But a lot of folks are in that, man.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It is.
That's tough.
Validation and acknowledgement.
Yeah. Like, I think fairly new for me in an effective way.
Huge game changer. This came around the same time that you started practicing active listening.
Yep.
Validation did.
Yeah.
You didn't know how to validate me because you felt like you were condoning whatever it was that I was going through if you were to validate me.
Right.
But whenever you felt like, hey, I hear you, or you didn't give me solutions, or you weren't telling me I was sensitive, or you weren't telling me I was stupid about feeling that way. When you were at one point you were trying to change my feelings, right? Because you were like, this is uncomfortable. You shouldn't be feeling this way. That's really stupid. But then you started validating me, which was just, I see you. I hear you. Is there anything you need from me? And that was it. What happened within our relationship when you started doing that?
This is going to sound awful too, but I know like I'm not the only one that's gone through this where, so I came from a home and I had a parent that was extremely emotionally reliant on me to fix things, and to like, her mood rested on my ability to be there. Like, she was emotionally reliant on me for a lot of things. And I felt like anytime that she was upset, it was my job to fix it. And in so many words, she would tell me it's my job to fix it. And so I guess as I got older, I lost like my sense of empathy for people when it came to that. Like, when people were having a tough time emotionally, I struggled a lot with empathy, like with being able, because I got so cold and closed to it all. Like, where I got so overwhelmed with being responsible for this person's emotions and their state and everything that was going on with them. I was like, fuck it. Can everyone just take care of themselves? Yeah. I've had to do it. Why can't you? Not looking at you. I'm just saying, like, in general, that's how I felt about like the world. It was horrible. I was just in a dark place. And then, like, I remember we were sitting down with a therapist, with a counselor. And by the way, like, counseling is a great thing when both people are healthy.
Couples counseling, yes.
Yeah. It's great when both people are healthy and like you're there to solve a problem. Like, you're not
within
there
your
to,
marriage.
to
You're not
throw
there to
stones at each other or anything like that. It's not helpful for that. But I remember like having this moment where I was like looking at you and was listening to you talk, and I was really listening. And I was like, all of a sudden, I could see the world through your eyes, and I could see where your thoughts were coming from. Like, I was walking a mile in your shoes, and like, this was like real empathy again. Like, I was starting to really be able to experience it again. Like, it's not, I was born with it. At some point you just get cold and closed to the world. And I don't know. I started to really, really empathize with things that you were going through. And I really understood at that moment that like, you weren't holding me responsible for your feelings. You were just fucking simply letting me know that you had feelings.
100%.
You were having feelings, and you were just sharing them with me. And it was like, you weren't like sticking my head in like a pile of shit and rubbing my nose in it, saying like, you see what you have to fix now, like, come fix this. It was just you letting me know what was going on. And sometimes I was responsible for those, but not always.
No.
Sometimes you were just letting me know about how you were feeling. And it was like, then it became, okay, I'm not responsible for these things. Now it's about being curious enough to ask you questions to find out about what's going on, and just talk to me. Like, let me know where you're at emotionally. And that opened up the floodgates for just, I think, emotional intimacy for us again.
Oh yeah.
Where I just became curious enough to want to know what was going on with you, and like how your brain worked, and the way you saw the world, and how your emotions were affecting you in any given day, and like where they were coming from. And I don't know. It really changed stuff for me. It came from a dark place. I know that everyone has that story, but I think that a lot of men like have this moment where you kind of wake up and realize like, holy shit, like the world is full of other people that, like, God, what is it? Sonder, the concept I heard that very much like encompasses this. Sonder. It's like I don't know if it has a real definition, but it's sort of like this realization that every person around you has their own inner world that is just as rich as yours. And I remember reading about some guy who was talking about his experience with it. And then in the comments, there was some girl who was like, always leave it up to a guy to explain something that a woman figured out when she was 11 fucking years old.
Yep.
You know? And I was like, touche, good point.
Yes.
But I'm better late than never, fella. I'm proud of you still.
Yes.
But I don't know. Something in my past, maybe it was the addiction, maybe it was childhood, kind of led me to this point where it's like you just become so selfish in a lot of this stuff. And like you kind of like repel against emotions. And when other people have them, it's like, like crying for me was like a thing that I always felt like you were like someone in my life, same person, my parents would cry, and it was like a way to elicit action from me, like sympathy. And it was over like anything. I mean, anything.
Yeah.
And it was like, even in incredibly inappropriate moments, like over their own relationship problems, like marriage problems and stuff like that. And it's like my job as a 12-year-old to fix this. And it just, I don't know. I just got like really cold to the whole idea of it all. But that's not you.
No.
And that's not our relationship.
No.
And you're not that person.
No.
You're not doing those things.
No, I just have normal feelings and emotions.
I had to work through a lot of my own shit to get to that point where I was like able to really look at those things. It's just like, wow. And I will be making amends for that for the rest of my life, because that's not okay that I ever did anything like that to you. It's not okay. Whether I had a valid reason or not, it's not fucking okay. It doesn't make it easier on you, you know, but I think that validation was nothing more than just being curious about hearing your perspective about where things were coming from without feeling like you were asking me to fix them or holding me responsible for all of them at the same time. You know, but I think that comes from a place of love too, in any relationship where you know that there's mutual respect there. And I'm not like making my problems your problems necessarily. Like, if I have a problem, we have a problem.
Yeah.
And that's the way you should approach it. Like, I'm curious now, like we have an issue in our home. I want to know. Even if it's not my fault, I want to know what's going on with this. If I've been responsible, let me know. But most of the time it's not. You're just having a feeling. In
any time, most of the time, whenever I have these emotions or I want to feel or something, I just want to feel heard. I just want to talk. I want to let it out. I want to release it. And I'm usually so much better when I just have somebody there that's just to listen. Just listen. Man. And I remember a specific time that was probably the first time that you ever really did that.
When?
I was in the bathtub. This was a few years ago. This was not a long time ago. This was a few years ago. I was in the bathtub and I was very upset about something. We'd been going through a lot of stuff with fighting, the recent stuff. But I was in the bathtub and I was really upset. And you sat on the edge of the bathtub and you put your hand on my back and you were just like, I'm here for you. I don't remember specifically what you said, but you weren't mad at me. You weren't trying to change my feelings. You weren't telling me to get over it. You weren't like just pushing it away. You were actually listening to me, or you were just giving me space. And my body was calm. It was like the first time I ever felt less anxious while having a conversation with you on something big like that. Because I had a lot of anxiety within trying to talk about things that were heavy or deep, because it would always turn into something that it shouldn't have turned into. But I just remember that feeling where I was like, wow, this is what that feels like. This is what validation feels like. It was great. It was amazing. And it's like, I have that feeling a lot more now than I ever did.
It feels safe.
It's safe.
It feels safe.
It's safe.
Mm-hmm. It's sort of like a wonder to me why a lot of men struggle with validation, because they've received it from their mommies their whole fucking life. Mm-hmm. Oh, you poor boy. Oh, you poor you. Like these overbearing mothers that do that stuff.
Yeah.
You've been validated. It feels just like that, you know?
Yep. But I think it's because y'all take it from, like, think of sports teams, think of like being on football teams and stuff, and coaches telling you, toughen up. There's no room for crybabies here. You've got to suck it up, do this and that. I don't care how you feel, and da-da-da. So they take that into their marriage, into their relationship.
There's a time and a place for that crap, but it probably belongs in the football field and not in your freaking bedroom.
Right. But I think that maybe they can't separate.
It's an overbearing message when you're young. It's just like you're kind of told that. I think things are shifting. The pendulum will shift from one extreme to the other, and then we'll find balance by the time we're probably dead and gone.
Yep.
But it needs to shift. I'm glad it's shifting away from where it was.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So just practice validating. Even if you don't fully understand or agree with what they're saying, just listen. Just be a listening ear. Just to hear them out.
Yeah. It's not as hard as you think. If you're a guy and you're listening to this and they're talking about what they're feeling, just listen. Pretend for a moment.
It was awkward for you for a moment.
Pretend for a moment that you're in their shoes and you just walked through the world through their eyes for that day with all their experiences and all their past. How would you have felt in that moment, and make that emotion real for you? That emotion is real for them. And a lot of times the best thing you can say is, I completely understand why you would feel that way. I understand. Like, wow. And then ask questions, talk to them, let them process it, let them talk. Just have a safe space to hold space for whatever they're going through. And if you feel responsible for it, just take a moment, just step back and become impartial to it, right? They're not attacking you most of the time. They're just talking. They're just sharing with what's going on. And they should be allowed to have a space for that, just like you should be allowed to have a space for that.
Yep.
That fosters healthy intimacy in a relationship.
Yep.
We're good at this now. It wasn't always that way.
Yep. All right. The next one is the nonverbal communication and humor as connection tools.
Yeah, humor, man, humor is like the I think humor is something that you can use to fix a lot of issues. And I don't mean humor like dismissive humor. Like in active addiction, a lot of times it's like making jokes of stuff that's really not fucking funny.
Yeah.
And like you're joking too much now.
Right.
No, it's more a way to convey love and like attentiveness, because if you're engaged with someone and you're able to make a joke, that means you're actually listening. It means something to that degree. But we use humor a lot to get through some tough stuff, right? It might be a callback to something funny that happened years ago that only you two would know about, like some inside joke between the two of you. And that's another way of saying like, I've had your back and I will always have your back. It's a great way to let someone know that you're there for them.
Yep.
We do that kind of stuff a lot.
Yep.
Whether it's through movie quotes from stuff that we saw years and years ago. Like what's something that we do? I'm trying to think. Like we've got stupid inside jokes that we'll use.
I don't know. We laugh all the time.
I'm trying to think of one that's just become so commonplace to us, we don't even think about it much anymore. Like shit that just comes up throughout the day, or something we always go back to.
You're putting me on the spot. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I forget what it's called. There's like this, it's something that happens in like psychologies. Like when you swear you've said something, but you actually said something else.
Ooh.
You remember that when I said Cuban instead of Reuben?
You said Cuban.
I think I said Reuben. I'm 99% sure I did, but you said you will maintain forever that I said.
I wasn't the only one who said that you said that.
You did have two witnesses.
Yes, there were
right.
two witnesses there, and you're still going to stand by this.
So we'll be arguing about something stupid like that, and she'll look at me and say Cuban. And I know what she means by it, right? It's humor. She's using humor to diffuse the situation. You all have things like this in your relationship. Mm-hmm. Use them.
Yes.
All right, what we got?
Okay, apologizing, forgiving, and growth mindset.
Oh.
So healthy couples take responsibility for their actions, apologize sincerely, and work toward forgiveness. And addicts often struggle with accountability, and apologies might be insincere or non-existent.
Yeah, they'll apologize. They're just gonna lie.
Oh yeah, it's not gonna. It's gonna.
Some of them are really good at apologizing. They
don't do
anything different.
Really good at apologizing, but their actions do not match the apology.
Yeah, they're just not gonna do anything different.
Yeah,
totally different.
Yeah, no, we're really good at taking accountability. I mean, we literally do it on the show all the time, and the things that we talk about on the show, we do outside of the show, and we'll talk about the things that we take accountability for, and the things that we need to work on, and our growth mindset, and apologizing, and all the things. Like, we do that.
Yeah, I think once again, like accountability happens whenever you've got a safe place to fail, quote unquote fail. Like when you feel like you're allowed to be a person that makes mistakes, it's easier to take accountability for that. When you know you're not going to get completely destroyed from it, and there's not a lot of passive aggressive behavior or a lot of grudge holding. We've never really done a whole lot of that.
Grudge holding?
No, what's the point?
No. Mm-mm.
And you
always told me I held grudges, but it wasn't against you.
You can grind an axe with the best of them.
I have no regrets with any of that.
You can grind an axe.
I have not been. My gut has been on point with all of that. No.
Didn't we read a horoscope or something recently that said something to that effect?
I don't know.
I think it was like,
my hand is sweating.
We were reading something, and it was like, maybe it was about like because you're a Cancer. It was like the cancers can like grind. I was reading something. I was like, this shit is on point. I looked at you.
I have no regrets. Seriously, that is part of me.
But once again, taking accountability isn't a difficult thing to do, but it can mean the world to somebody. It can mean the world to apologize and take accountability. Like, we've talked about this before, and I've mentioned it before, like how to take accountability. Like, people have asked us in like TikTok comments, they've asked you, like, how did you get him to sit still and listen to that? Like, when you've been talking about something that I've done or been through. I remember it was a funny comment. Someone was like, how the fuck did you get him to sit still? Like, teach me how you did that.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
You don't remember that one? It was on like one of our first like quote unquote viral clips. It got like 700,000, 800,000 views. But yeah, someone asked that question, and it was like, I thought about it because it was, first of all, I laughed at it. It was funny. And then I thought about it. I'm like, that is interesting. Like, what is it about the relationship that makes it easy to sit here and just listen to that stuff? Once again, I know that there's a basis of love there. I know that you love me, and it doesn't, like, it's not mutually exclusive, where it's not like you can either criticize me or love me. It's like you can love me and also talk about some horrible things that have happened at the same time.
Yeah.
And I can hear those things and understand she knows I love her and she loves me, but I'm going to sit here and take accountability for some of the horrible shit that I've done.
Yeah.
And these things can be true at once. Two things can be true at the same time. I think it's where it comes from, is having like a safe place to fail, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I know that underneath it all, there's safety there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that sincere apologies, like sincere accountability, strengthens the bond in a marriage. Because if you're doing that and then you move forward through it, there's also an element of forgiveness there. And forgiveness is like grace to me. It's something that I don't deserve that you're freely giving me. And that is a gift. Mm-hmm. Like, you've forgiven me for everything I've done.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing in a lot of ways.
And you've said, and you've told people on the show before that you would not have stuck around doing the shit that you did if I was doing that to you.
I wouldn't have given you the chance to have to make that right, because I would have been gone.
You're actually very picky in particular with who your significant others would be.
Am I?
We've talked about this before. Yeah.
I'm not very lenient.
No.
You check all the boxes. You're awesome, man.
I know. Thank you. I appreciate
greatest.
that.
You're
but
the greatest.
Like, you wouldn't be able, there are some types that you would not be able to deal with.
What does that mean? Let's explore this further.
Why are we going through this? I didn't want to go into depth.
I want to poke you. What we got here?
You know
what does this mean?
Like, super basic people, I guess.
I'm basic.
Yeah, not really though, Matt. You keep things. You're a basic bitch, but you're not like
when
a
it comes
basic,
to fall, I am.
Like, you're, you keep me on my toes. Like, you're not boring or anything like that. Like, you've got an edge to you. Like, that's pretty awesome. But me, like, for what you like about me is that I have this innocence, but I also have edge to me. But you wouldn't be able to deal with somebody or be with somebody who's very type A, I think.
I guess I don't like predictability.
No, and you like somebody who's extremely not. I'm kind of structured. I'm stable. I like to think like, yeah, it is, but like hardcore type A. I don't think that you would handle that very well.
Yeah, people that are just very rigid, I think.
Yes, very rigid.
Rigid. No, I wouldn't work with a rigid person at all.
No,
I'm more like kind of free flower, kind of like improv, like we'll figure this out kind of person.
Yeah.
So yeah, someone that's just like rigid for the sake of being rigid.
Mm-hmm.
No, that would not work at all. I don't know. Something that I've just always loved about you is like, I feel like even 20 plus years later, like there's still parts of you that I've yet to explore. Like there's still things.
Me too. Let's do that.
Like there's still parts I've yet to explore. Like there's still things within you that like, I just feel like I'm just now learning about. And that's amazing to me.
I think that's part of growth too, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because we're going to change and shift.
It's like there's a new version of you I get to learn about.
Yeah. Different layers come apart.
It's awesome. It's amazing.
That is pretty cool.
But yeah. I don't know. If I wasn't with you, I've told you before, I would just be single probably for the rest of my life. You
have said that before.
If something happened to you, I'd just be single for the rest of my life.
Right.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have like flings, no nothing. No, just me and that goofy dog down there probably. You're it for me. That's it.
Okay. The next one is going to be managing conflict in an addictive relationship versus a healthy one.
We just did that.
we? No, we didn't. Yes, we did.
Swear we did.
We were just talking about
I
apologizing,
copied and
forgiving,
pasted
and
something
growth.
incorrectly or something on the outline. I'm sorry. I think I did.
Yeah, we already talked about the highs and lows and stuff. Okay,
yes.
Cool. We're going to go through something else. Let's go.
Let's just wrap it up.
That's it.
Let's wrap it up. This is the basis of the conversation is, listen, like, It starts with the foundation of love. It starts with the foundation of trust and vulnerability and support. And like, you have to know that I'm here. Like, I am not a danger to you. I am here for you and with you through this thing. Stuff gets really messed up when people don't talk, but it's almost like they expect, because they're married, because there's all these outward appearances of what marriage means, that also entitles them to have like this healthy marriage. It requires work, and it takes two people doing work and two people working toward the same thing. So many times I see people that are completely shocked that their marriage is falling apart. And I'm like, what marriage? What marriage are you referring to? I don't see one here. I don't see much of anything here. Like, you're kind of like roommates.
Yeah, more like roommates, I think.
Like roommates, like you're co-parents, and you have been for a long time. You'll probably be great co-parents moving forward. But like, a real relationship is nothing different than just being best friends.
Yeah.
Best friends. That's it.
So
the sex is what makes it intimate, romantic, you know, but it's just best friends. You have to be best friends.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that since we were younger, we didn't get to that point of just being roommates. Like, I did detach a little bit, you know, to, like, we've talked about how I've detached right before you got sober, and how it was really shitty and things were not great, but we never fully detached. It was never like a full on, we're just roommates at this point. We still had moments of closeness. We never let it get to the point of just being roommates.
Yeah, never got that bad.
We didn't let it get to that point.
No, it was close.
Yeah, it was very close. It was very close.
It was close, but I don't think that anything that we do is like extraordinary when it comes to relationship. I think people have been doing this way for a very long time. I think just more now than ever. I don't know if it's technology. I don't know if it's substances or a combination of both, but it's like people just aren't talking like they used to talk.
Yeah.
The next time we have a workshop, here's what I want to do. I want to do couples.
We need to write this down because we're going to forget it.
Okay. Couples workshop coming up probably the beginning of the next year. And we're going to walk you guys through how we figured this out, how we talk, how we communicate.
Communication is big.
Yeah.
We could go on and on. We could have a whole workshop on communication. It's interesting that we're doing this, because even in Independently Strong, this is our topic this week, is communication.
This
huge. Is what I've picked
It's the basis of everything.
It is. And it's different within each stage, and communication can be different with everybody that you come in contact with. We all think that we're supposed to communicate like a certain way, in a specific way with everybody, and that's just how it works. But there's that rigidity again. Yeah, that is not the reality of it.
That's why I don't jive with that.
No, communication is different in every aspect of your life.
Okay. If anything at all, I hope that you guys, we gave you some kind of a glimpse as to how this works, like what we think anyway is a great marriage, like what a really healthy marriage is. Like, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'll put our marriage up against anybody's in the entire world.
Yep.
And it wasn't built in a lab. It wasn't built in, you know, in a book. It's organic in a lot of ways,
yes,
but it comes from the fact that, like, I love you and I want to see you win, and you love me and I want to see you win. And I'm going to support you. I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to validate you. And it's not that difficult. We're going to joke around. We're going to have a lot of fun. Every so often we have to get serious about stuff, but most of the time it's just fun. Like, I love doing life with you. Yeah. It's freaking fun.
Me too.
Never gets old. You're my best friend. Like I've told you before, like I don't really want to hang out with other people that much. Like I just want to hang out with you. Like you're my best friend. Like when you're not around, I'm sad. I just want to talk to you. I just want to text you. Like you are my best friend.
We have such good times together.
Yeah. Like I like hanging out with my buddies like every so often. Like I'm going on a trip in a couple weeks with them. I'm looking forward to it, but hey, I'm going to be missing you.
It's weird. We don't get tired of each other.
No.
And we've talked about this.
No, we don't.
For our entire relationship. Like we miss each other when we're away from each other. Yeah. Like when you went to rehab, it was like, oh my God.
We both started crying because we couldn't talk for a week.
We weren't supposed to. No. Yeah. Was it a week?
2 weeks maybe?
I don't know. It wasn't 2 weeks.
It was a blackout period. It was 7 days.
It wasn't even that. It was a couple of days. I got to come see you. That's not true.
That's because you had to bring my stuff up there.
Well, I wasn't going to be able to talk to you on the phone for a while. And it was like, what? Like, no, this is not okay. Like, we don't do this. This is, and we're not enmeshed or anything like that. We just have a really strong relationship and we enjoy each other's company. And I think that's important in a freaking marriage.
It's essential, goddammit.
It is.
It's essential.
But there are some times where I'm like, you're getting on my damn nerves. I'm going to go to the other room. Like, you were getting on my nerves one day this weekend. That's what it was. It was after you had your back thing. on Saturday. Is your
What was
back
I
okay
doing?
today? Do you feel good?
It's sore.
You have an ice pack on right now?
Nope.
You haven't had ice today, have you?
I haven't had ice. I will do that before I go to bed.
Okay. Well, I was even telling my IS girls, I was like, he was really getting on my nerves this morning.
What was I
on
doing?
Saturday. You were just giving me shit. I don't remember. It was like constantly just giving me shit, random like jabs. You don't remember we were having these conversations and you were just like, I can't even remember.
I think I was on
what
fire.
You said, but you were just
I was
on fire.
getting you.
You were, and I was like, it's funny, but you're like, you're getting on my damn nerves. So I was like, you're gonna go to your room. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna stay in the living room.
I love it when you try to take yourself too seriously, and I expose it.
I know you do, but we have fun doing it. But
drive you nuts
I do. Sometimes need a little bit of a break from you and vice versa, but it's not like, but when you're gone, I miss you. And I don't know. It's just one of those things that I feel like we've always been connected with that. We enjoy each other's company and it's what keeps us going.
Big time.
Yep.
Hopefully it's helpful for the listeners. I do. And be on the lookout for that workshop. I'm serious about that. We're going to do a couples workshop. Last time it was like couples and individuals. We had mostly individuals. Or was it split?
It was split like right down the
Pretty
middle.
split?
Yeah. It was a great
we'll be doing
workshop.
more
I
of
wish
these,
we could
but
have more.
We'll go split them up this next time and do couples and then individuals. Split those up and probably do consecutive weekends or something.
Eventually we will have more. We just...
Stick with us. We're getting there.
Yeah.
We're getting there. All right. Till next time, I am Matt.
I'm Paige.
We'll see you.
Bye.